When I was attacked in 2012, right, it looks as the Esbjerg Commune and Egmont Fund is running a child welfare case, right? But that's not the truth because Chris Stevenson was in the apartment. I had earlier until 12th New Year, I had an affair with Yard, NATO, because I had supported his career, right? And we talked shortly about Ukraine and other things. So basically, there's something bigger on that case than just a welfare case. Another thing is, I was explored in film recklessly for years, in design, industrial. There's copy market, a grand thing in Denmark. So we have the government work, we have a design, stolen patent, we have film rights, enough to make a criminal investigation, but they didn't. Another thing is that uh, when I was left for dead, right, I look back on my own life, and it's not the first time, and I've been fighting against plaguing abandon, which is also on this side. ERA is not innocent in this case. We got maybe even very close by. So we got terrorism, we got gangsters, we got government corruption, we got case corruption, right? So when I investigated my missing child, I made three tracks, which is survived, kidnapped, hurt so much that they would be embarrassed to tell. Let's say he was in an institution. Third, dead, right? So I made like this three trail investigation. The third one, and now it gets serious. I think there's a lot of missing children that are found dead but are not dead. Like there's a lot of dead children that nobody wants to account for insurance wise. It could be like big companies, it could be like state, something hacked accidentally to them and they don't want to be responsible. So I'm questioning the whole system about if you got a missing person case, also young women, and the police come to your door and say, unfortunately, he's dead or her dead, right? Can you be sure about that? I mean, I wouldn't be sure when we got like massive copy market, government fraud. I wouldn't be sure of anything, basically. And the police neglected filing a very big hacker activity. I even filed the government report about media crime, stuff like that, and hacking. And they actually did listen. So what's the police doing? They don't want to listen. So basically, I think there is maybe a kind of human trait, child pornography, child pedophiles, that actually goes this way. You have a missing child. The police is telling you there's a dead body. You go to see the dead body, but in the confusion and despair, you might misjudge a little bit. It's difficult for normal people to even look at a dead person, right? And it's short, you look a little bit and then you walk out, right? I think it's possible that some of these human traders, they might, there could be another sick child dead from the hospital appearing as a child dead. And then you have a person without any ID, doesn't exist anymore. The walking dead in a way, or the walking explorer. On the other side, I think sometimes, let's say you have some big entertainment thing, or you have some kind of, I don't know, child care, whatever, something, and something goes wrong accidentally, or you have, could be a pedophile, murder, something. You don't wanna be in the press being the responsible. Did you know something? Could it been avoided? Insurance money is big somewhere, it could be millions of dollars on your account. So basically, could it be possible that nobody takes responsibility? So your child go into a welfare program and you're what? I mean, things were turning out good. but they weren't because your child was hurt in the child institution or somewhere else. You had maybe a crazy pedophile working at a kindergarten or whatever. So basically, could it be like the child welfare take your child, you rarely see the child, and that's because it's not your child? We're talking about million billion business, fraud, traffic of women, children, and you know that the traffic of women and children, the income of that is higher than heroin and less dangerous. If you traffic a child or abuse a child, you might get like in Europe, you might get like 5 years or 6 years, no less, right? No more. It's not for life. And if you're just a little part in something, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, could be. So when I looked at my case, I thought like, okay, I believe something terrible happened because it happened to me. I think I saw something. I think I witnessed it. I think I got a confession on the spot from some dark-haired woman. I got a confession, which is pretty important, by the way. So basically something happened, right? I went into shock afterwards. I couldn't see anything and cried for months. That's illustrated in Susanne Bier's film, Strange Enough. She's making a film about A Chance More, which is a film about a kidnapping of a boy same age, a small baby child. Her husband, apparently a drunk driver, kills for real a 3-year-old boy, but didn't get sentenced. He didn't get in jail. First after he lost his license. So you actually got some people that's above the law. They're the royal of the Denmark, media people. I even think maybe the royal house is a media people. But anyway, so the question is that what's true? I mean, I'm not talking about everything is fraud. Of course not. Of course, there's people that tells the truth. But there's also some people that don't tell the truth. And I'm questioning about, in that institution with the hackers, there's some cases, Jack, there's a girl from Greenland, there's my boy, some other cases. Why is it that all the cases are problematic for insurance, a commune, for the benefit of welfare and all that stuff? And then we have like Susanne Bier and her co-workers, Mette Frederiksen, married to a film person, which easily could have prevented her from doing the right thing. And every time I call a missing person, I get the same answer. We're not interested, we don't care. They don't care about missing person. I'm even thinking I'm myself a missing person. If I'm a missing person, I'm without any rights. And so my boy. But what happened to him? Another thing I noticed, there's some film with some pretty creepy stuff. There's a film called Legion, which is a weird film about some horror stuff. And in the middle of that is a boy getting cut up. Makes no sense at all. We got other films. There's one film made in Germany called something about the elephant or something. Also a boy. We got a lot of A Chance More, also about a child getting kidnapped by police, blah, blah, blah. So there was, before my child was born, there was a sort of iconic industry about the top agency with ability to talk to the dead or some clairvoyant something, psychic, right? And she had a troubled private life. That was the kind of labor, right? Now they got a kid involved. So now some films is about kidnapping, some books are about kidnapping. Frankly, an area that really nobody normally writes about because it's too much. And you know what? All of the Danish film is too much. It's cherries violent language, it cherries violent pictures, the sound is violent, it's a horror film. They even made a film about my Crown case, Natasha Campos. So I think the film business and the music business in Denmark is a sick motherfucker. And they know where my boy is. And maybe they traded him into film business. I'm looking at Matthew Mindler case, which is a strange case about a small boy put into adult film too much, too early, trying to hang on to his shirt like it means something, and he dies too much early or whatever he does. Maybe he was kidnapped second time, who knows? But one thing for sure, you might have a police that doesn't work. You might have a government you can't trust. You might even have, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix it myself. I'm going to take all I have, find the truth, and court you. I don't care if you're a woman, if you're a film, if you are a social worker, if you're a government staff, if you're police, I'm going to fucking find you. And you're going to tell me the truth once more, because you confessed. September 2012, I sat beside you. I said, are you the murderer? You said yes. The child was laying behind us, crying, silent. You confessed, and I'm going to find you. And I'm going to bring you to police, crying, weeping, shaking. I'm going to shake you down. That's what I'm good at, and I'm going to do it.